Welcome back to Medicine Tarot. This is going to be your July 2020 forecast. I'm so happy to be back with you guys. Libra energy balances me out. I'm a Taurus, and we get along really well. Anyway, let's take a look for you here. I want to start with an overall message, or I should say crowning energy here for July. Good. You're taking back, you're in control in situations and deciding to move forward. Very clear. So clear. You were in a back and forth for a minute there, whether you should leave. Why is every sign going through this? I swear I feel like people will watch my other readings and be like, that's my reading too. And I know why everyone's going through this, because there's a big decisive moment. There's this separation between the old and the new, and if you're experiencing this energy in a hardcore way and it's difficult, please don't blame yourself. But you've been wondering whether you should get on your horse and go towards a new future. There was a situation that had to end. It could have been with an earth sign. I have the King of Pentacles here, but right, Jesus. It could have been with work, right? But something is really, you've uncovered something. And in July, it's what I'm speaking today is what you are growing into, okay? So you're uncovering what is heavy about this, or what is not in alignment with you, and the world comes in, cycle complete. We're going back to the beginning of who we want to be in this world, right? When I say beginning, I mean a fresh energy, an energy that is more pure, because I feel like the involvement in this made you feel quite old and crinkety, right? And so, some form of judgment has come in or will come in here, Libra, around this closing of a cycle. And it's important because it's saying like you've been in this for too long. You've been persevering and holding on for way too long, and what you have been doing has not been recognized either by this company, by these people, etc. This could be in some, justice comes in, judgment, justice, the world, death, Emperor, Chariot. It's like the universe is going ka-kong, 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 and hammering out a path for so many people to get the fuck out of the old. And the reason why is because we must continue to live. We cannot die, right? We must continue to evolve. We cannot shrink. We must continue to integrate. We cannot stay in whatever. So it's not serving you. It is not your blessing. It has a lot of comfort in it. It has a lot of whatever in it, but it is not your blessing. And it is not allowing you to... It's kind of like this. This is a great example that might really help you right now. Imagine you live in a really tiny house, right? And you love your house. It's so cute. You've lived there forever, and it's so cute, and you have a garden outside, and it's so cute. But you can't paint in your house because there's no space. And the universe now wants you to go and paint incredible art, and you feel this pull, and you can't even identify what you're being pulled towards, but you just feel it. And so what they're saying is you can't give to the world in the house, quote unquote, that you are inhabiting right now. What you're ready to give and what you're ready to be cannot take place in where you are right now. So it's like if you were granted a certain amount of abilities, natural abilities, like those cannot be expressed where you are. It's so important for you to take control and move forward into the unknown, even if it's a little scary, because it's so big. This need to like gravitate towards what's going to be better for you. Yeah, you're being magnetized. So sometimes when we go through these breakups in relationship, it feels like the people did it, and it feels like the people messed up, and that's why it's so terrible. But sometimes it's not the people's fault. Like, of course it is, but it needed to happen. It's like naturally we are being magnetized towards something else, something new, something that serves us better. And so you're not doing everything, and I just want you to know that you're not carrying the weight of this on your shoulder. So you're coming out of this. It's like a heavy energy. Everybody's energy this month is going from heavy to open, and from static to moving. It's the game right now. That's the name of the game. You and everybody else. So please remember that you are not alone in this, okay? Hangman energy. Clarifying the 5 of Cups in reverse, 9 of Wands. So you're going to have this realization here in July where you go, oh my God, what am I doing? That's it. You're going to say to yourself, oh my God, why am I just sitting here feeling sorry for myself and crying over the same old thing, the same old spilled milk, the same old problem, the same old thing. It's like there's so much of my intelligence available to me. I have so much power in both my intelligence, my emotional body, my spirituality. I have so much stuff to offer, and I'm and you close the cycle. And so if this is about a relationship, let me just say if, because I don't want to look into that specifically. If it is, I just want you to know that once you really, really, really decide goodbye, I'm the emperor and I now move on, right? It's not going to be a hardcore heavy decision like it is right now, like it is 9 of Wands energy right now. It's not going to be you going, oh my God, vibrating in this heaviness and confusion and emotional turmoil. No, you know what it's going to feel like? Oh my God, what have I been doing, Libra? Because I just love this. Look at these 2 world cards. The moment I said that, you saw it, the world fell out again on top of Judgment. It's going to be clear. The portal will just close and open at the same time, right? It'll just be like, this. You'll be done with the relationship. It will leave your body. It will leave you. It will leave you in a very positive way, right? And no, you will not be at that, when you get to that place in July, okay, you will not be mourning. You will not be grieving. You will not be fearful. You're just going to say, oh, duh. You may not believe me right now, but I promise you that's how it's going to be. Okay. Right. Right, because there's a level of denial here. And that doesn't mean that you are a person who's so full of denial. No, denial happens when we really want to make sure that good things happen. right? Like we put out a lot of effort to keep things afloat, or we put a lot of love and a lot of desire to see the other person's side, story, issue. Like we're just really giving. That's the kind of intention that will bring us into denial. And that's where you are right now, because you're still grieving, you're still mourning. Again, this may not be about a relationship, but whatever. Either relationship or work or some other kind of thing, right? Well, that's it really. But anyway, sorry. Denial. And it's I like this for you, Libra, because it says that you haven't seen all of the angles of a particular situation yet. And once you do, the world will fall. That sword will fall. The hammer will go boom, 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 and off goes Libra into the horizon, riding off into a gorgeous future. So surrender the drama, okay? No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. So drama, right? When, we say that so much, like, ugh, drama. But the quote-unquote drama it's our nervous system becoming inflamed and being out of balance and feeling the need to like right wrongs, justify and defend and do all this stuff because we feel so defenseless, so vulnerable, so bare and naked to what is occurring, and you will come out of that energy. I just want you to start calming, being calmer, gentler with yourself now in order to, because look, you're so worried. Look, they're telling me, they're like, oh, they're in anguish, having a hard time sleeping, it's just like, it's anguish, Libra. Right, and there's a big need here in July, and you're literally going to do this. You're coming out of that anguish from a 9 to 8 to a 4. Boom. It's gonna the volume of the anguish will be turned way down. 4 Swords is rest energy. Okay, and then when you rest, that heart of yours gets healed, right? That ability to connect to positivity gets healed. What is the 6 of Cups? Interesting. Oh, okay, good. And then you get single and you move on and you're really happy and the sun is shining. Okay? So yes, another breakup reading. I'm not surprised. I just feel like everybody needs help around this right now, and a lot of people are splitting because I think their souls are calling them onto different paths or something. But here we go. You will enter this phase of rest. You're starting it. You're going to keep going. And you will be healing as you are grieving. Remember, grieving is healing, okay? And as all of that takes place, you are going to reflect on your relationship dynamics. You're going to reflect on any patterns you may have experienced. You're going to reflect on it to the degree that you have a big download and a big aha moment. And I feel like after that, you're really set up. It springs you into a new balance, right? And into what? A new beginning, full energy. Into what? The sun. And there's this real vibe here that even if you think about this person that you ended things with, that maybe even left you, I just heard left them. Fuck. You know, even as you think about them, your heart will be different by the end of July. It will be more healed. It will feel less encumbered by these anguishes. You're so protected right now, Libra, and you're so protected, and you are being asked to just notice that, not notice, but commune with yourself again. That's the way this is communing with self. Six of Cups energy. Really start communing with yourself, because you're going to, in that conversation, right, with yourself, you could even talk to yourself out loud, ask yourself questions. You're going to wake up that little baby voice. When I say baby, I mean child voice, that has been stifled down over time, and it is the one that carries this pain. I have father healing here on the table, so this pattern too may kind of come up, with something that occurred, starting with your dad. It's interesting. Doesn't mean that your dad is bad, but it could be that, they were very controlling. They were very dominant. They were very this and that. They were very critical. And now it's still the same thing, but you're waking up. And you're like, I can't do this anymore. I don't like this energy anymore. So that's why this shift, this breakup isn't about this person. It's about a big, big, big shift in you. And it's what's happening for all the signs, my darling. No, I don't know about all people, but like, it's such a heavy duty theme. Again, it's a self theme. It's not a relationship theme. But the relationship dynamic that's being brought up here, and they're calling, this card says father healing, right? It is related to a personal power, which will increase once we untangle this better. So in many ways, you're watching something occurring for you right now. Be with people that lift your vibration. Be with people that love you. Be with people that give to you. Let yourself receive. Friends, family, just really give to yourself. And that is, a lot of July. You're walking towards a new love. I want to do the second half of this reading on my Patreon, because I want to take a look at what the other person, where they're at, what their opinions and vibe is, their intention for the near future with you. I want to take a deeper look into this energy dynamic. You're not that person anymore, You're not that person anymore. And right now, you're not giving yourself enough credit. They're saying, like, restore credit, which is like restore your own self-worth. In the way the choices that you made, even in this relationship, were coming from a place of worth. And then somehow those not being recognized in the way or whatever, made you tap in. It's like it made you tap into this father healing thing, right? I don't think this is predominantly just resting over your head in all places in your world, but this, oh my God. Oh, sorry. It was just so, I was trying to make it like soft and sweet, but it's not soft and sweet. This really powerful connection that you have with this person, okay? Those emotions in that relationship, the emotional structure of this relationship is carrying what needs to be resolved. And you cannot necessarily resolve it with the other person. You have to resolve it within yourself. I feel like I'm giving a Scorpio reading, a Taurus reading, an Aries reading. This is the fucking theme for everyone. Wow. I feel like anyone who is, going through a breakup, like this is the reason why. Maybe this is always the reason why secretly, right? But anyway, you're not, Libra, you're not even in a place where you're like, what's my lesson? No, darling, you're probably just trying to get back to normal, to ground zero, right? But if I may jump ahead a little, the lesson isn't obvious because the lesson is, how do I explain? It's not that it's a lesson, it's that, give me help here. It's who you choose to be. Wow. It's who you choose to be. You need to change who you are choosing to be in relationships emotionally. That's really, really deep. And you're realizing this in July. Exactly, and there's my hangman again. And then I think that once you have that realization, which you will, it's just like the world, goodbye. Like it goes from dense to light. And you will realize why you've had a hard time letting this go. Why you've been tapping into this fear and all that stuff. Let me get a little surrender card in the mix. One, thank you. Surrender to spirit. This isn't, they're saying relax, I know, they're like, we know you want to get it right. We know you want to solve this, but don't be hard on yourself. Don't put this pressure on yourself. Surrender to spirit. Surrender to your intuition. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments. Literally what we've been talking about. They are guidance that wants to come through, they say. Surrender resentment, surrender negative thinking. So this is, well, let's talk about resentment for a second, because you may even have father resentment. But resentment is, we all have resentment towards one thing or another, or then it fades, or we forgive, whatever. But resentment doesn't mean that we're bad people. It's a normal emotion. However, resentment lives in our body, in our heart, in whatever, nervous system, because we are still holding on to a need to justify. So if somebody did something that was dishonorable to you, let's say they made fun of your family, right? Pretend they made fun of your family. And then you were defending yourself and you felt dishonor and you're like, what the fuck, right? You felt a need to justify how rude this behavior is, and you feel some need to justify yourself in these accusations. Well, you really have nothing to justify. You really are perfect. Your family really is good enough. Your family really is right. You are right. You are good. You're great. You're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. Even if you're emotionally broken, you are still not wrong. You're having experiences. Okay? There's nothing no one ever gets better by healing. They don't become better, they become more healed. It's different. So anyway, but you are holding on to these justifications. What is living behind those justifications is an insecurity. So I want you to say, like, understand that you don't need to hold on to the resentment, because whatever this other person may have accused you of, it's BS, because, like, you know who you are, and you know that you are allowed to exist as you do. You're allowed to be who you are. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing about your home, where you came from, your religion, your habits, your job, nothing is wrong with you. And so you need to align with that self-affirmation, and then realize what you have been accused of, and realize that it's not fucking true, so that you let go of the resentment. Okay, there's a little mini therapy section. No, but it'll help you release the negative thinking as well, because in your mind you're spinning like, oh, well, I didn't say that, and if you said that, and I didn't do that, and bada, right? You're doing obsessive, loopy thinking, negative. I do that. That's what I do when I feel over, like, the feels, right? Oh. You're not realizing, they're saying you're not realizing right now that this situation is bringing you abandonment. It's bringing you loss and lack. You're not realizing, they're like, you need to see that you're keeping yourself in lack by believing what this person said about you, even by engaging in this shit. Come out of it, because it's not even your fight. And when we do that, the balance comes in. Okay, we release those burdens. I want you to get to this place, and you will, where you go, that's silly. That's silly. Yeah. Well, that was... What is that? You're in a catch-22, you're in a double bind, because the part of you that's like can't move forward out of this terrible place, emotional place, the part of you that's not able to move forward, the reason they're not is because you're exhausted. I can feel it. The choice that you could make to, like, transform this, right, it's like you don't have traction. You don't have any traction within the situation because everything is based on these weird false premises. Thank you, universe. It's based on false premises, Libra. The stuff you were fighting about, the stuff that you feel emotionally negative about, is a false premise. What were they fighting about even? You're constantly feeling like you're not good enough for the person. You can never win in any situation. Or this thing, this love isn't giving me my wishes, and I feel like you can never win. That's a big one. Like, I can never win with this person, right? And boom, this whole thing fell apart. So we're going to continue this reading on my Patreon, which is down below. The link is, because it's just, I want to clear it up, see where the other person's coming from, what, like, spirit messages, advice, right? We already did a lot of them here, but the point of it is that you are in a cleanup zone, and you know that, but I don't want you to go down the heavy road within this cleanup, because I feel like you could fall prey to making it all your fault and carrying these ideas and false premises in your emotional body and your mind, darling, that are not fucking true, and you're not even aware that you're thinking them. And so I understand the heart is involved and the connection is deep, but I don't care how deep it is. I don't want you to mourn false promises. Okay? I'm gonna hum. Okay? So see me on Patreon. Thank you. And if not,